What is that pesky ATF up to now? We're going to talk about that today. But before we do that, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I have a join button below. You can join the YouTube militia and help me make this content. You can also go to patreon.com/John Crump and join the Patreon militia there. All right, now let's jump into the story. What's up, guys? We're back. My name is John Crump. I'm the Virginia State Director for Gun Owners of America, the only no compromise Washington gun lobby. I'm also an investigative journalist that concentrates on 2A issues. I report on rogue government agencies, such as our beloved ATF, and also state issues as well as the industry itself. I dig deep to bring you the information that you need to know. But before we jump into today's story, we are brought to you by Heavenly Products. This is our Heavenly C60 avocado oil, and this stuff improves energy, performance, and also mental clarity. And being a writer who has to dig through tons of documents, this stuff helps me a lot. I use it every day. Nothing on this channel I advertise is something I don't use, and this is definitely something I use. All right, now let's jump into the story. The ATF is going after the Micaroni stabilizing device made by CAA Industries. Don't get that confused with a similar device made by CAA America, even though the ATF did in their documents. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about what the Micaroni is. The Micaroni is a device that you insert a Glock into. According to the ATF, once you insert a Glock into it, it turns it into a weapon, and that's one of the reasons why they say that it is an SBR. The Micaroni stabilizing device is based on the Micaroni curbing kit. The curbing kit was a device where you insert the Glock into and it had a stock, and it turned that into an SBR. Because of that, the ATF says even when it's equipped with a brace, that it's still an SBR. They also state that the brace on the Micaroni kit is too similar to a stock. Agent Anderson, Special Agent Anderson, was able to shoulder the device, and he said it fit into the pocket of his shoulder and it was comfortable. And it was based on a stock design, therefore, it is a stock. We have seen similar arguments made by the ATF in the now withdrawn letter that they submitted to the National Registry. Also, we have seen this definition of a brace being a stock and other Freedom of Information Act request. This information comes from the ATF's Criminal Technology Division. This is different from the technology division in the industry side. This is where if someone is found to have an SBR, they send it over to have it classified by the ATF to see if they're going to charge that person with possession of an SBR. I don't know what case this comes from, but it does come from a case. The second reason why the ATF thinks that the Micaroni stabilizing device is an SBR is because the weight of a Glock. CAA Industries say that the brace helps you shoot if you're disabled and only have a use of one arm. The ATF points out that the Glock is light enough to be fired with one hand without a brace. Therefore, the Micaroni stabilizing device is not needed. The final reason why the ATF is stating the Micaroni stabilizing device is an SBR is because it has a forward rest on it, and that forward rest happens to have ambidextrous thumb rest. The ATF argues that there is no need for a thumb rest unless you're firing with two hands, which leads them to believe that the Micaroni stabilizing device is intended to get around NFA regulations. Special Agent Anderson references a couple cases from the 1930s. that involved Mauser pistols and Luger pistols equipped with stocks that said those are SBRs. I think this is another example of the ATF grasping and trying to redefine something. We have seen this a lot with the brace argument and with other stuff like the polymer 80s and all this other stuff. The ATF is going after braces, anything that looks like a brace. That's why we have to be on guard for stuff like this. The ATF will go as far as they can to infringe on your rights. Now, let's talk about the responses I got. I reached out to CAA Industries. They were not aware of this, but they were very responsive. I really liked dealing with them. They didn't try to shut down my story. They didn't try to say, hey, let's dump inventory. What they did do is say, we don't have a lot of inventory right now, so that's good. We are worried about our customers, and we are doing everything possible to try to rectify the situation. They were going to contact the ATF and try to work with them and see what they could do. They were very responsive, and I appreciate what they are doing. I believe that they had no clue that this was out there, and I believe that they are working to try to rectify the situation. I reached out to CAA America because the ATF did get their information in the letter. They talked about the Micaroni, but I guess they didn't know that there was two different CAAs. So the address and website and everything was CAA America's website, which is CAA Gear Up. Reached out to them. They said that because the letter deals with the Micaroni, it doesn't deal with any of their products, that they don't really have any comment, which is, you know, that is something that is respectable. It didn't have to deal with the products, but I just wanted them to know that the ATF did reference them in their letter just in case something comes down later on. Once again, the ATF said nothing about CAA America's products. Even though they're very similar, they are different. So this only deals with the Micaroni. Now, let's talk about what this means for you if you own one. Nothing. The ATF has not said the Micaroni is illegal. The ATF takes something called the holistic approach, where they have to see it before they know if it's a brace or not, or if it's a stock. It's really convoluted and confusing. So, could you be hauled up in front of a court if you have a Micaroni? I would say probably not unless you're committing another crime. They are probably using this to tag on a charge to someone. If you're out of range shooting a Micaroni with a Glock, I don't think you have anything to worry about. If you're committing a crime with a Micaroni, you probably do, but then again, you probably have bigger fish to fry. All right, so that is it for today. Just wanted you to be informed because that's what I do. I'm not going to tell you what I would do because it's up to you to decide what you want to do. I gave you the information. It's your job to act on it. All right. If you like what I do here, like, comment, subscribe. I have a Patreon listed below, patreon.com/John Crump. I have a join button. Go ahead and join and help me make the content that you like. My niece is also very sick. She has something called DIPG. We do have a GoFundMe. You can go ahead and give to her. That's listed below, but that's crumpy.com/GFM for GoFundMe. That will redirect you over to the GoFundMe site. Once again, my name is John Crump. I'm the Virginia State Director for Gun Owners of America, investigative journalist. You can check out my writings mostly at amaland.com. You can go to crumpy.com for everything. That is it. I am out of here. Stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keep up the fight. I'm out. Peace.